Welcome back to Terrific Terry Tuesday. Hopefully we get some better luck at Bensalem, Pennsylvania today than we had yesterday. One of those interesting days coming off of a little bit of a weekend where just couldn't really piece anything together. It kind of sputtered and stopped, kind of like rush hour traffic in Chicago, Terry.
Yep, it sure was.
Well, sometimes horse racing goes that way, right? It's gambling after all. And, of course, only gamble what you can afford to lose. And really, hopefully, well, I don't really want to lose anything. After the show is over, head over to horseracingtoday.net. We'll post all of our picks along with our Benny and the Bets suggestions, our comments, a race replay. In the link in the description on YouTube, you will find a link to the explanation for Smart Sheets as well as today's Smart Sheet, so you can follow along if you'd like. I would suggest strongly learning how to use them. When you're done over there, hit that HRT gear button. Come on over here. Get yourself a Horse Racing Today t-shirt or hat, an apron. I know, sadly, Terry, next Monday is the Labor Day, the official end or the unofficial end of summer. That sucks. But, hey, what can you do? It's the way the calendar works. But you know what doesn't suck? Free stuff, Terry. And today's free pick of the day is at Fairmount Park. So you can head on over there to see what we have in store in one of two tracks that are still left in the once great state of Illinois. Right there you go. Still a good state in a lot of different ways. Instatatar is a best bet in the opener today. So find out who all the best bets are today over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. A link in the description once again on YouTube. Got a lot of early race comments here. Our good friend, Private Ross. There you go. Cryptic code. He says he's up $600 for 2 weeks. Banked it from Twin Spires. Good thing that you do that. I'm off today. Who's going to give us the cryptic code for Delta tomorrow? There you go. Well, tomorrow, put that in mind. And then we say good morning, as we always do, to our good friend, Don Johnson. Let's get some cash indeed. Paco did not try all day yesterday. Or maybe he had a long weekend. Well, hopefully he tries today, Terry. So I do think he's in a few of my picks. Maybe in the opener or not. I'm not sure. But let's talk about the first race on this Terrific Terry Tuesday.
Well, it's a 6.5 furlong race. It's a maiden claiming race, $25,000 claiming price, purse $26,000 for maidens, 3-year-olds and upward.
And as always, we talk about the best way to win, what I call a profile of a winner, Terry, and the profile for a winner at 6.5 furlongs. And there's a ton of these races today. So you're going to get a belly full of them. Stalkers do good, but 33% of the time, the horse that gets the lead keeps the lead. Inside horses tend to fare better than outside horses. So keep that in mind as you take a look at who's got the best chance to get to the front in race number 1.
Well, it's really between the 5 and the 4, although there's a couple others that have some speed. But I think the 5 and the 4 get good breaks. They'll go head-to-head to that quarter pole.
Yeah, as it is with all maiden races, what I like to look at personally is the par speed figure. You see it's 79 here. Only the 4 horse has hit par, the 3 horse within 1 point, as well as the 6. Everybody else is a no. They haven't been within 5 points. That means, Terry, in a race with a couple of first-time starters, you got to look at those. None of them over 2.5. Yeah, jockey trainer combinations really aren't all that exciting there either, Terry. So if you're going to look at that angle, which angles would you apply?
Well, the 6 has the best jockey, and the 3 has the best trainer, but I think the 6 overall is the best jockey-trainer combination.
Yes, the 3 horse is the only horse that's dropping in class. That's another good angle when you're looking at maidens. Is also the only horse to show better fractions last time out. 3 does want to be on the lead with the 6 in the middle. The 4 and the 5 have shown they like to close. Again, 1 and 2 making their first starts. Of the experienced horses, the 3 horse has a top last race speed figure, 8 points better than everybody else, and a top total pace of 12 points. 5 points equals 1 length. So according to this, Terry, the way I would see it's probably either the 3 or one of the first-time starters. What do you think?
Well, I like the 3. Max forward speed ran second versus tougher in last race, drops in class today, and ridden by high percentage of jockey. And then Rocket Knight is my second choice. Trying Parx Racing for the first time, trained by a high percentage winning trainer. And then Extra Sexy Anyway, the 7 finished second in 1 of 2 starts at Parx Racing and is trained by and ridden by a high percentage winners. And then number 5, Keep the Faith. He didn't like the mud in his last race and returns to a more favorable surface and has a high percentage winning trainer.
All right, well, let's talk about it as I sign in real quickly to TVG so that I can tell you what happens in the first race when it gets going. I'm going to start off with max forward speed. That horse does have the top total pace, 12 points of all of the other horses in here. So got to put that one in there, Terry. The 4-horse Lion in the Sun, the only horse that has a par. It's going to speed. It did last time out was the first race in more than a year. It showed some speed and then faded at the end. I think you're going to see the horse with more stamina late today, but in that second race after a long time on the sidelines, these races tend to be boom or bust. Gentleman Don, the 1-horse, first timer versus most of the no's and maybes, as we saw in the smart sheet. And I think the best works of the two. Plus the jockey, I think, on the other one with the 2 horses, like 0 for 47 or something like that with first-time starters. So, And then number 6, Rocket Knight. That one is a track dropper, Terry, with a chance to be better in round 2 off the bench. I'm going to put a tiny amount of my Benny in the bets budget together, as I like to do in the first race. A trifecta 1, 3, 4 with the 1, 3, 4, 5, 6 with the 1, 3, and 4. It's got a couple of minutes before race number 1 gets started, Terry. So let's go about our business quickly for the second race.
Okay, so you can see there we're going to 6 furlongs, and it's an optional claiming race, $25,000 claiming price, purse $28,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have started for $25,000 or less, which have never won 3 races, or claiming price of $25,000, or which have never won 3 races.
So in race number 2, 6 furlongs, early speed, 36% of the time. They go gate to wire. Inside 3, better than the outside horses. So in race 2, Terry, do we see any horses on the inside with some speed?
Well, as you can see here, no. Well, the one does, but a lot of other ones have speed too. I think this is anybody's race to get to that front.
Well, the one indeed could potentially be lone speed versus everybody else that wants to be middle back. The one is the biggest class dropper in there too. Terry, who's the best jockey trainer combo?
Well, the 4 is the best jockey, and the 1's the best trainer. But I think the 5 is the best trainer jockey combination.
Yes, a couple of interesting points here. The 6-horse, 6 points better speed figure wise than everybody else. Andrew Beyer says 3 or more, worthy of watching. Big late speed advantage for Star Lord, the 3, who also tops our top total pace in there, Terry. 5 horses again. Take the longest shot on the board, according to Stephen Fielder. That might be the 4. Who do you think is the top shot in race number 2?
I like the 5 Okie Den Den, third last out versus similar, top jockey and trainer. And then the 6 won last race. Trainer wins 25%. First time off of a claim. Fastest at today's distance. And then 4 Jackson Road, second last out, strong trainer and jockey. Smooth motion, the 1. Has been in the money in 5 out of 8 races. Parx wins 2, top trainer and rider. I'm going to play the first Don Johnson, Miami Vice, pick 4, 1, 4, 5, 6, 1, 5, 6, 1, 2, 4, 6 with the 3, 9, $48 ticket.
All right. For me, I'm going to go with Baggio, the top last race, speed figure 6 points. Going to regress maybe a little bit, but the resume says not by a lot. Number 5, Okie Den Den, Paco. Didn't try yesterday. Maybe he'll try today. Better early pace in his last. In the money, 4 out of 4 at the distance. I think he'll win a couple of seconds in the third. Smooth motion, the 1-horse. Been off for almost 16 months, but the workouts are absolutely there. And not in for a claim. I think that tells you something. And then finally, Jackson Road did run a Z pattern last time out. Early pace here, mid pace, a little rest. And then second part of the race, you saw a second wind. Held speed longer last time. Third start after layoff. 1, 5, 6, 1, 5, 1, 2, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, and 9 is my Don Johnson pick 4. All right, we got just a couple of horses left to load for race number 1, and we'll tell you exactly what the ongoings are when they begin. Right now, you have a 2 to 5 favorite with that 3 max forward speed. So if you're playing a double or something along those lines, you're certainly hoping something takes that horse and puts it in second or third, or maybe even off the board. Well, looks like the 2-horse got off to a pretty bad break. The 1 down on the rail there is keeping the 3 company as the 7-horse tries to dart wide and keep these horses somewhat honest. The 7-horse has indeed got out into the 3. Those 2 are duking it out. Maybe they're going to take that 3 and run a little too fast. Not only are they duking out, but the sun is out. Looks pretty nice there in Bensalem, Pennsylvania. You got a 22 and 66 for an opening quarter. The 3 horse has put its nose in front of the 7 as they make their way to the turn. You have the 4. That one's coming up pretty aggressively on the rail there, along with the 6. The 5 horse is also getting engaged. The 1 horse looks like its day is done. Down around the bend they come. 3 horse continues to hold the lead, although the 4 horse looks like it wants to get involved in here. The question is the 4 horse going to... I think the 4 horse has a chance to upset. The 5 horse is making a pretty aggressive run there, Terry. I don't know how this thing is going to go, but I sort of need the 6 to get in front of the 4 to hit my... That kind of sucks. Well... What are you going to do, Terry? It's going to go 3, 4, 6. 3, 4. I should have just boxed them like I always do, but the problem was I didn't have enough money. And that 4 at 17 to 1, it's going to make a little bit of a difference in that pick 4, in that trifecta there. So be it. On to the next race we go, which will be race number 3. I feel like I've just been like right on that door constantly and just one little tweak, but it's the name of the game, right?
It is, that's for sure.
What's the 3rd race?
Okay, well, it's 6.5 furlongs, and it's a claiming race, $25,000 claiming price, purse $32,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since May 26th.
So 6.5 furlongs. We're looking for horses that have, as we saw in the opening leg there, get forward and you got a good chance. 33% of the time you get the lead, you keep the lead. The 3 did just about that. Inside horses do better than outside horses. We saw that with the opener there as well. Let's take a look at race number 3, Speed, Terry, and we find one in here that maybe 2 that are going to get out there and make it fast.
Yeah, you can take a look there and see that 4 and that 2 both have speed. The 4 has the most speed, so if it doesn't have any trouble, it may go to that lead first.
Mm-hmm. And then as far as our race shape, everybody wants to be middle forward here, Terry. That could favor horses that want to come from off the pace, although that 2 horse does have a 7-point early pace advantage, might be your pace setter. It is the only no in there. Everybody else is a maybe. We do 1,000 simulations to calculate, project speed figures, Terry. That's par plus. How many or who has the best chance of running a speed figure of 84 or better today?
Well, if you take a look there, it looks like that 5 has the most percentage that way, but followed up by the 6 and the 4. So they're all pretty close in numbers.
Yeah, you got 1 track class dropper in Pam Pam. You also have a couple in here that showed some better fractions last time out. I like this pattern here, Dewey Dot. Horses that show some better early pace and better fractions for a horse that's staying at the same level. There again, jockeys and trainers could play a role. So if that's the case, who's going to play the leading man?
Well, the 6 is the best jockey, 1's the best trainer, but the 6 actually the best jockey trainer combination.
6 also tops our total pace with the 1, 5, and 2. Again, a little more than 7 out of 10 winners coming out of that group. Although the 5, another one of those speed figure horses, Terry, with a big number relative to everybody else. It is the simulation favorite. Who's your favorite to take home the prize in race number 3?
Well, I like number 6, Telephone Line. Won 2 of last 5 races. Strong trainer and jockey stats. Pam Pam, the 1 is the rail post winning 20% of the time. Class drop. Proven trainer and claiming races. Full Moon Magic, the 5, won his latest or her latest high performing trainer and jockey. And then 2, My Spring Sunshine, has been in the money in 5 of the last 6 starts, won 2 of those, may benefit from the shorter distance. No additional bets for me here.
Yeah, the 5 horse Full Moon Magic is the one that hit that Andrew Beyer speed figure thing. 4 points better. Everybody else going to have to come up with that one, come down. But I think this one has a chance to continue riding higher, Terry. Better all across the board with its pace and one of the top C zones. Pam Pam. They like that name so much, they named her twice. It is a class and track dropper. That's usually a dynamic combination. It is absolutely the distance this horse wants to run. 3 times, 2 of them ending up in the winner's circle. 13 times at any other distance and only found the winner's circle once. You'd think they would run this horse at 6.5 furlongs and nothing else. Telephone line, the 6. Some chance to be better in the second start after a layoff, although the 2 races it's done at the distance have fared pretty well, a win and a place. And then finally, do we do it? Yes, he did. Better early fractions last out. Good chance to be forward for that 4 horse. And if speed holds, that one could pull off the upset. Race number 4, as neither one of us have any more bets here, but we will be talking about the second Don Johnson Miami pick 4 as soon as we're done talking about the conditions.
It's a mile and 70 yards, claiming race, $5,000 claiming price, purse $18,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since February 26th.
Yeah, as they stretch out a little bit here at a mile 70, the distance may change, but the story doesn't. Early speed on the inside, particularly the rail with Catton getting a little bit of a bonus. Everything from 2 and out is almost fair, just slightly discounted. So no deal makers, no deal breakers. Who's going to set the tone early, Terry, and make everybody else go on by?
Well, as you can see there, that one has the best speed according to the numbers, but there's all of them, at least the first 4 there, have some good numbers. I think the one should get to that quarter pole first.
Yeah, you see here, most likely the early pace favoring the 2 inside horses to get out to the front there. The 1 on the class drop, the 6 on the class drop, so the barbell horses. Over here, Terry, a little interesting race shape. You see most of these horses middle forward. That could favor horses that want to come off the pace. That is, those 2 belonging to the 4 and the 6, although the 4 is a front runner. C-Zone takes a look at the race shape, Terry, and compares it to the horse's best performances, just short for comfort zone. And then from there, we grade out how likely the horse is going to prefer today's setup. And which horses do you think, Terry, will like the way today's race plays out?
Well, there's 4 of them that are either above or really close to that 50% threshold, but that 2 has the best numbers, followed up by the 5.
Yeah, the 2 might like being out on the lead there. The speed of the speed. Got a prohibitive simulation favorite with the 1 horse, Catton, on that rail bonus. Also tops our top total pace in there, Terry. So is the 1 horse the one to beat in race number 4?
I don't know. I like the 2. Sailor's Return won their last race. Top trainer, a new top jockey, Catton. The 1 is rail post wins at 18%. Class dropper, best speed at today's distance. He's fastest dirt speed. And then Zap Motion, the 6, is the runner-up versus similar. Has the highest speed figure rating, and the trainer wins 20% in all the claiming races that he has horses running in. He's a good dancer. The 4, my Longshot, was second last out versus similar, has the best speed at today's distance, and a very strong trainer jockey combination. And so I'm going to play the second pick 4, Miami Vice, 1, 2, 4, 6 with the 3, 9, with the 3, 5, 7, 8, with the 1, 5, 8. $48 ticket.
Yeah, the 6 horse Zap Motion did hold its speed a lot longer in that last race. So what I mean by that real quickly, as I page down to here, is you see that the horse in the prior start kind of didn't have any speed. Here it held its speed almost all the way to the finish line. That, as our good friend Thomas likes to say, is a sign of life. Catching a weight break, that's maybe a little bit helpful in there as well. And better across the board as that horse drops in class. Sailor's Return, the 2 horse, wants to go forward, popped in its last race, and tends to group strong efforts together. And as you pointed out, Terry, the one that's most likely to get a trip that best matches its best performances. Caden, that 1 horse with that simulation favorite status. It is a track dropper. But man, oh man, oh man, another interesting stat that you can see sometimes with the Brisnet data sheets. They really should pay on these things. But if you look at this guy on an E-type, right, ran him 125 times, only 6% of the time has come home the winner. Looks like he wants a horse that he can see everybody in front of him and chase them down instead of being chased down. That ticker in the head maybe not working so well. He's a good dancer, Terry. That's what they used to say about you back in the day, not me. But this one is super consistent with the most late speed in a race. That's a lot of horses that want to be middle forward. 1, 2, 6, the 1, 2, 3, 9 with the 2, 3, 5, 7 and the 1, 8. is my $48 Don Johnson pick 4. The middle card of today's the middle race of today's 9-race card is the 5th race, Terry. But before we go on to the 5th race, tomorrow we'll be off. I have some important personal things I need to take care of. We'll be back Thursday for the insanity that is Kentucky Downs. Friday, Thomas and I will also do Kentucky Downs for Saturday's entire card. So it'll be just 2 days of wild and crazy Steve Martin type stuff. And to make sure you don't miss any of that, Terry, what's the best way to watch and win?
Well, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Doesn't cost you anything. Very easy to do. Hit the bell so you're notified about when these programs that Rich referred to are coming up about 30 minutes before they start. Go ahead and copy the link, share it with everybody you know. They can come check us out. Go to our social sites that are strolling down at the bottom there: X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, and Blue Sky at Horse Race on number 2 day. Give us a thumbs up and a like. Keep the comments coming and the pics, as we really love to see them, and they help us out a lot.
If you're watching on YouTube, if you can do us a huge favor, right now, take your mouse, click that like button, right? Because for whatever reason, YouTube is penalizing us, and they won't tell us why, but they are. So one of the dynamics that they look at is the watch to thumbs up ratio. That's a bit of interactivity. So even if you hate us, you got to hate Google even more. So go ahead. Let's mess with the algorithm. Everybody give us a thumbs up. We would greatly, greatly appreciate that. We're going to give it back to the man, Terry.
That's right.
Race number 5, Terry, we're going to give you hopefully some winners. And first, we got to talk about what they're going to try to win.
Well, it's going to go 6.5 furlongs. It's a claiming race, $7,500 claiming price. Purse $20,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since May 26.
Yeah, and to take home again 6.5 furlongs, you're going to get as many as these as you can take today. So early speed on the inside, stalkers. So be middle forward. Typically, if you have an inside post, you have a better chance to win. So in race number 5, Terry, there's 2 horses that are going to set the tone early. They got to be careful not to burn each other out. Who are they?
All right, so you can take a look there at the 4 and the 3. They've got pretty close numbers there, and so if they both get good breaks, anybody's guess which one's going to get to that quarter pole first.
Yeah, they'll be out there. The one is on the inside with a little bit of early pace. The other 2 horses to the outside, I think there's a good chance the 4 to 3 will be on the lead early. But it looks like that's something everybody wants, to be up on the lead, middle forward. Get these 3 horses right there with a little bit of closing ability. The 6 horse, So Swell, with about a 1.5 length late speed advantage over the rest of everybody else. So if all of this speed burns, Terry, that 6 horse has a great chance to run by him. My only concern was that C-Zone said, it might not work. Who might this race work for?
Well, as far as C-Zones go, look at that 1 has the best numbers, followed up by the 4 and the 3, and then the 5. But also on that 6 horse, it's the only one that's never reached par speed number for this race in the past, and it doesn't seem to have a chance to do it again today. So
maybe a race shape that fits it, but maybe not the skill to get it done. 2 class droppers with the 2 and the 3 in there, Terry. But looks like the 4 horse is where you want to go for a jockey, but there's plenty of good jockey trainer combinations in this one.
Yeah, the 4 is the best jockey, but there's 2 trainers that are really good, 1 and 3, and I think the 3 is the best trainer jockey combination.
So let's take a look at our speed chart down here, Terry. This is the horse's speed figures for up to the last 10 races, the peak and the valley, along with the average race, and that's relative to everybody else in this field. So sometimes in these races that look like they're pretty wide open, looking for the horse with the most upside might be one of the best places to go, and that looks like it's the 3, and it's average race too. If you draw a line across here, a lot of these horses would have to run pretty much a peak number, except for maybe the 9, to get above that horse's 3's top ability. The 9, though, does have a 3-point speed figure advantage. That 3 horse does top our top total pace. This looks like a race, Terry, where a lot of horses can win. Who do you think will?
Well, I like in this race the 3, Bright Kohana, placed it in her last 8 starts, won twice, is with the top trainer and jockey. The 9 finished second last race when the previous one has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer as well. Rolls Royce Joyce, has 2 wins in her last 4 starts, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey as well. And then wait, don't tell me, the 8 is been in the money in 3 of the last 4 starts, won at one time, and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. No additional bets for me here.
The 3-horse somehow make the break Kahuna. You got Michael Pino and Mikel Sanchez, and the trainer, Mr. Pino, he wins 32% of the time when dropping a horse off a claim. That's a good number. Cindy Song, this is another one of those Pino claimers right there. His best published work since switching barns, and it's also our simulation favorite, an 8-5. Maybe horse with the top par +2 showed better pace across the board last time out. Maybe that one could pull off the upset. The 9-horse does have that 3-point last race speed figure edge, that Andrew Beyer angle, better early pace last out. That is the Craig Milkowski angle, and has a maintenance workout in between. That's it will have more stamina angle today. And then the horse that our good friend Barry likes, that Paco rides today, that our good friend Don Johnson said did not even try yesterday. That one gets the 4th spot for me. That one, I think, could get a favorable race here today, Terry, too, because of the way this race shapes up with all of that speed. And I feel like Paco likes to sit like in this gap right here. And then as these guys start to tire off, just pick them off and use the late legs to come home first. So I think this race sets up very nicely for Paco's preferred racing style. Race 6 is next, but it is an open race, I think. Race 6 starts the late pick 4, Terry. And to begin the late pick 4, what are the conditions?
6.5 furlongs, a maiden claiming race, $10,000 claiming price, purse $19,000 for maidens 3-year-olds and upward.
Again, maiden races, those horses that are looking for their first win. I really like to focus on that par speed figure, see which horses have a chance to either hit it or hit it already. One horse has, Terry, a couple of maybes in there. And then par plus tells a little bit of a story. Which ones have a chance today? Who are they?
Well, as you can see here, the and actually anybody can. There's several. Oh, you're looking at the par now. I'm sorry. Yeah, the best par numbers there are the 2, who has the only yes in the past, and the 3. So they could either equal or exceed the speed par number for today's race.
Yeah, you got a whole host of horses that are dropping in class here today in a race where the 1, 3, and 4 so far not within 5 lengths of the leader. Everybody else who's been somewhat in contention for a win at the end of the race. Middle forward, this might be a race to look at C-Zone, Terry, and there's quite a few of them above 50% today.
Oh, yeah. If you can take a look there, you can see that the 1, 2, 3, and 6 are all above 50%, including the 8.
3-horse. Love Me a Karen, 5-point last race speed figure, although doesn't factor into the top 4 total pace horses, which is kind of an interesting dynamic to me. If you look again at the race chart, it does look like that 2-horse has by far the most upside. Its average race is at the top end of what everybody else brings to the table as the only yes horse. A little bit of a overlay right there, too, from 12-1 morning line to 5-2 on the simulation odds. Who do you think is going to be the winner in race 6?
I think that the horse that's going to win this is a 7, Redoubt, a table picking. Geez, I should really separate these and read them before I get on air here. Runner up is a favorite last time, and the the trainer wins 20% of the time when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again, and the horse can handle the distance. Then the 5, Union Perfection, 3rd on the turf against tougher last out and drops in class today with a high percentage winning trainer. And then 8, Weak Strong, 3rd versus last out and versus similar. And then the trainer has won 23% of the maiden claiming races that he has a horse running in, and it's got a strong trainer jockey combination. Love Me a Karen. 3, third last race, best recent speed rating, and drops in class. I'm going to play the last Miami Vice pick 4. I'm going to use the 3, 578 with the 1258 with the 36. Finish up with the 1410. $48 ticket.
The 7 horse is my top choice. Redouble Table Ripken. Yeah, whatever that means. Should be close to the front. Last time out, this horse was second. It's our good friend Chris Parmalou's angle, right? Maiden that finished second last time out. Just needs to be 1 horse today. Union Perfection, the kitty cat horse, I guess. Top total pace horse in the race. We pointed that out in our sim sheets. Most late speed and has enough early pace to keep up as the race develops. Cray de Nun. That is that simulation favorite, that overlay. It's the only yes horse in the field. The only horse with it is the top par plus. A few others have a par plus in there as well. One of the biggest class droppers to boot, along with the 1 horse. I always like that. This one's been off for more than a year, however, and it's making its second start after more than a year off. So it's going to be one of those races where the horse either booms or busts. If he booms, maybe he booms at a nice price. And then Love Me a Karen, top last race speed figure. That's the Andrew Beyer angle again, 3 points. So it's the minimum hurdle to cross. Could be the same, maybe a little bit better in the third start after a layoff. Last time out, the horse ran similar fractions at 7 furlongs as it did in the previous start at 6 furlongs. So you run longer, but you're doing the same speed. It means you're running faster. Cutting back in class today is helpful. 2, 3, 5, 7. It starts off my pick 4 with the 1-8. That is the wink link in the chain. 3, 4, 6, and then 1, 4, 8, and 10 to finish up the pick 4s for me today. Race number 7, Terry, is next on our agenda. We might get this one done, maybe 8 before race 2 gets started. So
Maybe.
Let's talk about 7th.
Mile and 70 yards, optional claiming race, $16,000 claiming price, purse $25,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have started for $16,000 or less, and which have never won 2 races or a claiming price of $16,000, or never won 2 races or a claiming price of $16,000 for 3-year-olds.
I love Don Johnson every day. Keeps us on cue. Thank you, Don. Like an executive producer, Don Johnson. Helps us remind us. Yes, indeed. If you like the show, again, let's stick it to YouTube. Hit that like button on YouTube. And then, of course, if you haven't done so already, subscribe, follow us on X. And I would say cross both of them just in case one of them is down one day for whatever reason. Or we get banned for saying, let's go get them. At a mile 70, Terry, the second time they're going to go a route today. I think they're going to have a lot of them at the end of the race today, though. You're going to find early speed with 30% that get the first call at the quarter-mile marker. We'll also get the first call at the $170 marker. There's a rail bonus for Colville. 2 and out again. They almost play fair. So once again, post position really doesn't play a big role in the outcomes of these races, but speed could. And if you're looking at that, where are you looking?
Well, the 1 has the most speed, and I think the 1's going to go to that front and get that quarter pole first, followed up by the 4.
Yeah, a couple of things about that 1. I do think you look at that early pace. He's on the rail. So I suspect you're going to see the 1 go out and take the lead early. At the end of the race, however, the 8 horse, that one is Wrap and Send, has about a little bit more than a length late speed from everybody else. Although the 1 does top total pace out. So if you add the early pace and late pace together, that one's about a length and a half better than everybody else at the end there. Looking at that race shape, as we talked about, that dynamic between a fast horse and a slower horse, the tortoise and the hare. In this case, the hare is also a left arrow horse. So I can really give that one an advantage, Terry, in a race that doesn't have a lot of speed. Although it might not be so comfortable on the front, other horses might prefer the way this race takes shape. And who are they?
3 and the 6 show the best numbers, followed up by that 9 and 8. So they're all going to be pretty comfortable in this race, according to the data.
So far, nobody has been able to manage to get a par speed figure of 90, although a couple of them have come within 2 points. So an 88 for Kachaching and Regal Pains. They've come close. I like to see these kind of patterns right here, Terry. Horses that showed better pace, better fractions. Got 1 class dropper right here in Spit the Bit. We got 1 standout jockey trainer combo.
Yeah, that's the 9. Best jockey, best trainer.
Again, if we take a look at that speed chart, we see another horse in here, that 5 horse, though, whose average race is at the top end of what most everybody else has been able to get done. So this is another one of those races, Terry, where it looks like just anybody could win. Who do you think will?
I like the one Colville. He's in the money in 4 of the last 6 races with 1 win, strong rail post stats, and top trainer and jockey combination. Wrap and Send, the 8th second choice, 3rd and last race, winning the prior race, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then the 5 Ching, last out winner with a trainer who succeeds 23% of the time after claiming a horse, and then he's proven at today's distance. And then the 2 won his last race, has the highest last speed rating. He's actually tied with another one, handles the distance. No additional bets for me here.
The one, I think the 8 horse, Terry, for me is going to get a slight nod over the 1. I'm going to go with the Fable in this case and take the Tortoise to beat the Hare, because the one time the Tortoise did run at Parx, he won by 12 lengths. And by far its best speed figure. So you look at 8 horse down in here. I wish I could page down quicker than I can, but that's the best I can go, folks. You see here, this one, 84, the only time he ran at Parx. By far the best speed figure. So maybe a hidden or blooming or yet to be found horse for the course. Then the 1 horse, real no speed in this race, as again we saw in our race shape right there. It's absolutely a left arrow horse. He's going to be out front, and if you can catch the right fractions with that top total pace, you can't pass what you can't catch, Terry.
That's right.
Encrypt, the 2 horse, best series of workouts since winning its maiden claiming race the last time out at Churchill Downs, and then they brought him to Parx. The workouts are fast, so maybe another one that likes Parx, where he's run 6 times with 3 seconds, just hasn't topped the bill. And then finally, Cha-Cha-Ching. That one is your most consistent horse in the race. And another one of those horses today that could have a little left arrow action closer to the front than usual. No additional bets for me, as it looks like they're making their way to start race number 2. So good timing on our behalf. Let's see how race number 2 plays out as we start our first of the Don Johnson Miami Vice Pick 4s. As it stands now, the 5 horse is your 7-5 favorite. The 6 horse is next on the board at 2-1, and then the 4 at 7-2. Everybody's under 10-1. So, all right. Well, the 6 horse got off to a lousy start. The 1 horse has darted to the lead. The 4 horse is right in that mix as well. So just as we kind of drew it up, or at least the way the simulation seats drew it up, they're making their way around the turn. Let's see if that pace is hot, cold, or somewhere in between. 23 seconds, so I don't really think that's overly fast, Terry, for a race that's going to go 6 furlongs. The 1 horse should be able to maintain out in that front part at 9-2 would be a pretty good start to our pick 4s. The 5 horse, the favorite, really not making up a lot of ground, although the jockey is just kind of urging him along. The 6 horse looks like he's going to have a pretty tough trip, banging off the 3 as they make their way to the turn and come on home. The 4 horse looks kind of dangerous in there, though, Terry. He looks like he might be the one that runs by them all, although the 5 horse is trying to pick him up and put him down. I don't think it's going to happen today, as it always is. When I miss a pick 4, it's my last horse. You know, folks, from now on, what I would just recommend doing, really, is just taking whichever one I leave off and singling it and go with the rest.
Yeah.
It happens all of the bleeping time.
Well,
No.
but for me, that's the best number for me. So 5-1.
Yeah, 4 horse. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. How come I left that guy off there?
I don't know.
Z pattern, yeah. That Z pattern horse that I talked about held speed longer and in its 3rd start after a layoff. Can't pick them all, unfortunately. All right, well, 2 races to go. The Daily Double starts in race number 8. And then what are they going to run for in the 8th?
It's a 7 furlong optional claiming race, $75,000 claiming price, purse $50,000 for 3-year-olds, which have never won a race other than a maiden claiming starter or state bred, or which have never won 2 races or a claiming price of $75,000.
It's interesting to me how that always works out too. There's got to be like some weird thing why it's always the next. I could care less if it was like my last pick or 3 picks down, but it's always the next one. It's like, why? What makes that pattern happen over and over and over again? So in the 8th race, go ahead.
I was going to say, it's just like me yesterday. three of my long shots. One, I used two of them in my pick four, but in the last pick four, I didn't use my long shot pick in that last race, and it beat my other horse. So I would have had that pick four if I had used it.
Yeah, I mean, it just
Anyway,
drives me bananas. It's
yeah,
always tough to win those pick fours for some reason. I don't know
it
why.
is.
A friend of mine asked me one time, why is it so hard to always win the fourth race? I really don't know.
No.
If I can figure that out, Terry, we can bottle it and we can sell it and be billionaires.
Yeah.
So for 7 furlongs, the only time they're going to run this optional claiming race today, you see here, you couldn't buy Come Prima if you wanted to, but that's where you would see if it's in for a price. Take home the top prize today at 7 furlongs, a bunch. Great chance to go wire to wire, 38%. A rail bonus for Come Prima, even though you can't buy it. But 2 and 3, they run even better. 4 and out, discounted. But the closer you are to the rail, the better your chances. So in race number 8, Terry, if we're going to look for some speed, where are we going to look?
Okay, well, we look for speed and the 3, 4, and 1. So they're all pretty close to numbers. So just depends.
Yeah, we have a pretty substantial class dropper in here, moving down 2 lengths with Matty Gall. That one is the only one that's come close to running a speed figure of 90, only 2 points. Everybody else not been close, and it doesn't look like they're probably all of them are going to have to struggle to do it today.
Yeah, that's right. You can take a look there and see that. Excuse me. Yeah, I lost track here now.
Yeah, the 1, 2, and 3 are the only ones that par plus. If we look
They
at our race view here, the 4 horse is a lone speed. Everybody else wants to be middle back. And the 4 horse does have a good C zone, but not as good as some others.
Well, the 3 has a better one, and then the 2 and the 5 have pretty good ones. So most of these horses are going to be comfortable in this race.
It's not wet today, but Play the Gray does have a 3-point last race speed figure. The 6 horse, Silhouette Cove, a 1 length total pace edge. It looks like the 3 horse also gets a pretty good jockey trainer combo.
It does, but the 5 has the best trainer, and I think the 5 is the best jockey trainer combination.
Yeah, some interesting horses in this race, Terry. This is your best bet of the day. Tell me why Matty Gall gets your love and attention today.
Well, she's had been 5 out of 7 career starts in the money, and she won 2 of those. I like horses that are very consistent that way, dropping in class and strong trainer and jockey stats. And then I like the 6 2 wins from 2 starts to top trainer and jockey. Excellent workout on August 15th. Then 5 booted up. One last race, his last race, trainer has a 21% allowance win rate and has a winning jockey. And then number 4, Airman Trevor. 4 is my long shot. She won his last race at Parx Racing, good early speed, and likes the distance. I'm going to bet 10 to win on the 3. I'm going to do a $10 exacta box, 3, 5, 6, and a $10 exacta 3 on top with the 4, 5, 6. That's it.
So I am usually not a big fan of pen shippers. Definitely not a big fan of that. But, so here's the but part, right? This is where I'm just going to stick a knife in my own heart. But this horse is going a little bit longer today than it has so far. I think it's run 6 furlongs both times. And I look at the comment from the last race. It said it surged. I kind of like that comment. And then in the debut race, the horse ran by everybody at the end too. So getting a little bit of extra distance today, I feel like works to Silhouette Cove's advantage and does have a bullet workout sense. So I expect the sharp horse today, if those late legs can hold up that extra distance, could be a huge difference maker. Airman Trevor, the 4 horse, is the other end of the race. This one has a solid chance to perhaps be up front, as we see right there, top total early pace horse. And it's the Lone E with a strong C zone. Can get the right fractions. It can get the right trip. And then this one's an interesting horse to me, Terry. So you're lucky today. Yesterday, I matched your pick at the top of your best bet. And, of course, I put the mojo on you.
Yeah.
Today, I don't. But this one's taking a pretty big class drop. Sometimes I remember Richard Hazelton's son. I forget his name, his first name, the gentleman. He came on our show. He worked with TVG. Do you remember? Hazelton is the last name. You remember the first name, Terry, or not? His son. I can't believe I can't remember. Anyway, this horse just ran in the Amsterdam Grade 2 at Saratoga, right? Back here, won a $75,000 claiming race. I mean, a stakes race. You put him in a Grade 2. You feel like you have a good horse, and then you stick him in a $75,000 claimer. You do have Michael Sanchez riding him at Parx, and you're putting him in for a price after finishing 20 lengths off at a race where you feel like you might have a horse. I don't know what's going on there, Terry, but that smells of suspicion to me. So no workout since that race. If it had a nice workout since then, I would be like, hey, but no workout since then. So I wonder if something went wrong. It is a quality horse, but they just don't want to spend the time necessary to nurse it back to form. I don't know. That's why I downgraded it a little bit. And for you, fortunately, I did downgrade him a little bit because it guarantees he wins. And then number 5, booted up, Paco. Since he's not going to try today, what the hell? I'll put him 4th. Plenty of upside in just the 4th start, but did tire a little bit late in its last, so maybe a horse that needs a break. I'm going to do a $5 exact key box. I'm hoping to get 6-1 on that 6 horse, and then every other horse in the race with it, maybe catch another long shot and pay for the day entirely and just completely blow it into the water a big hole of my don't take pen shippers theory, or add to the agony of actually going against my own rules. All right. Final race for today, Terry. Again, we're off tomorrow. We'll be back on Thursday and Friday for Kentucky Downs, and you're definitely going to want to watch. I think Tom, after going to Kentucky Downs last year, he said he was able to develop some keen insights on winning at Kentucky Downs by being at the course. So I'm looking forward to see what he has to say on Friday. And so that you don't miss some of Tom's keen insights, Terry, what ought you do so you can be informed?
Well, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel and then hit the bell so that you're notified about all the different programs like Foreign Friday coming up. And then also copy the link and share it with everybody you know so they can come check us out. Go to our social sites that are scrolling down below. And Horse Race, the number 2 day, and give us a thumbs up and a like, and keep these comments coming and picks as we like to see them. And they're looking at that second race at Parx Racing.
It's official.
Is it official now?
Yeah, it's official.
Did they
I
disqualify?
didn't see anything in the course of that race.
Did they disqualify the 5? No.
The 5 horse is second. No.
Okay, because he kind of cut that 6 off, and that 6 had to pull up. So coming in the turn.
Those East Coast stewards, they don't care what you do.
Okay.
You can run another horse over, and you're not going to get disqualified, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So in the 9th race, Terry, the last time today, before we get back for Kentucky Downs on Thursday, what are they going to take home the finale with?
1 mile and 70 yards, claiming race 5,000, purse 18,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won 2 races since February 26th.
And as we talked about many times today, early speed, that's the best way, even at $170. There is a rail bonus for assembly points. Everybody else gets a fair trip, just a little bit of a discount. So if speed goes wire to wire in the 9th race, Terry, we do have one in here that looks like it's a jet. Everybody else might be a speedboat. And who is that jet?
Well, that's that 4. It's got a lot of speed compared to everybody else. Actually, double the speed to the nearest one, which is the 2. So,
and the 4 horse is a yes horse, so has shown that it can get to that 84 speed figure. So if you're backing a wire-to-wire type with that speed figure ability, that 4 horse does fit the bill. Also, your top total pace horse by 9 points, so enough late speed to hang on to that early speed. Jerry, we talked about horses hitting par. It looks like a few of them have a good chance to do it again today.
Yeah, all of them, but that 5 and 9 have got a pretty good chance to do it today. They're with the best one being the 4 horse with the 23% chance.
You got 1 horse that showed better fractions last time out, 1 class dropper and assembly point. This race shape like this, Terry, should favor horses that get to the front. That 4 horse, again, left arrow action, not the strongest of C zones, although the horse right on top of it looks like it can get the best trip of all and might not be very close.
That's right. The 3 has the best numbers there, followed up by that 9. So those 2 should be very comfortable in this race.
Yes, the 5 is the top jockey. The 10 is the best trainer. Any other in-race advantages? Don't see very many in there, Terry. So who has the advantage for you to close out this terrific Terry Tuesday at Parx?
I like the 1 Assembly Point drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins a race in the second race after being claimed, the trainer claims the horse, and he switches a high percentage winning jockey Paco Lopez. And then the 10 is my second choice, likes Parx Racing, finishing the money 50% of the races, winning 25% of the start. Can handle the distance. He's been in the money 67% of the time, winning 42% of those starts. Pit Boss, the 4, finished in the money in his last 3 starts, winning the last start, has the highest last speed rating. And then 5 will be there. He also likes Parx Racing. He's been in the money 57% of the time. He won 17% of those starts, and the distance is something he likes. He's been in the money 55% of the time, winning 18% of those starts. And so that's it for me. I have no money left, so I can't make any bets here.
I'm going to take that Pit Boss. Speed's been dominating, so let's see if Speed can be dominating again. Pit Boss, left arrow, great chance to be out front, top total pace. Paco rode this one last time, but now he's going to go to the 1 horse. So maybe that's a good thing then, Terry. Assembly Points. There's Paco again. Won 10 of 29 at the distance, just 3 of 21 races at any other length. But the workout is okay, getting ready, and the first up record is blah, but it is the lone class dropper. JJD, the 10 horse, that's a Jamie Ness horse. That might be the only one I saw on the card today that could be better in the second start after layoff, but interesting, he doesn't put one of his first or second call jocks on top today. And then Roman Empire, one of Tom's angles becoming one of my favorite angles. This is probably the most consistent horse in the field, but showed some signs of life, especially late in the race last out. So maybe it comes back to life. Another exact key box 4 with the 1, 5, 8, and 10, hoping to take advantage of that big early speed edge. That's all of our picks for today. Just real quick, again, a recap of what's happened so far. In race number 1, who won race number 1, Terry? 3 horse one. Yeah, I think it went 3, 4, and then I think the 6 came in third. Race number 2, the 4 horse won. And then race number 3, this is how we see the rest of the day. We're pretty light in terms of how we distributed our Benny in the bets money today. The next wager, race number 4, is going to be a pick 4. There you see how Terry played it, how I played it. Race number 6 is the late pick 4. That's how Terry played it. That's how I played it. Race number 7, nothing. Race number 8 is Terry's best bet. I have a $5 exact key box. And in race number 9, I also have a $5 exact key box to wrap up our bets until we get back together again on Thursday for Kentucky Downs. Terry, just again, a reminder, when the show's over in a minute, we'll post all of our picks right there, as well as a race replay. We'll timestamp every race in the description on YouTube, a link to the smart sheets, a link to the explanation how to use them, and a link to the tip jar if you like what we do. Again, smash that like button on YouTube so that they know you like our content, and we greatly appreciate that. We'd also appreciate it if you hit that HRT gear button, got yourself a hat or...
Rich froze. You coming back, Rich? Well, get a hat like I have.
Yes, indeed.
Here, you're back.
Maybe if you did, I could pay my internet bill. All right. Any final thoughts from you before my internet and computer crashes?
Well, just stay safe today. Have a great day. And I look forward to seeing you on Thursday because I'm excited about Kentucky Downs. You can usually get some pretty good long shots if you make the right decisions.
Yeah, Kentucky Downs is a little bit wild. Hopefully we can tame it with our thoughts there, Terry. I'm definitely looking forward to see what kind of insights Thomas brings on Friday. Again, subscribe if you haven't so that you can learn from what Tom learned when Tom was at the track. All right. Until we get back together next time, Terry, I hope that every single thing that you do today, life dreams, just chillaxing, whatever it is that you're doing, just remember, single my horses that I don't put in my pick 4. You're going to come home and make lots of money. And we hope that indeed it does with God's grace and God's favor, and everything you do ends up in
the winner's circle.
Yes, indeed. See you on Thursday.